This is the Open Color Podcast. I am Cory. With me, as always, is Vishal Sheth. Ryan
Hello.
Karkner is on assignment, working this evening, so he is not here. All right, so Vishal, you're away this weekend. How was the relaxation?
It was incredible. Lots of beaching and lots of sun and sand, and a very necessary break from just life in general, which was awesome.
You were gone, was it Friday?
Saturday. Yeah, Friday. I don't know. I can't even remember. It was so long ago.
Got back 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, the last 2 days have been, well, we don't need to talk about work.
No, we do now. Don't be so vague.
It's just been, I wish I was back on the beach. That's all.
Life's a beach.
Life is a beach.
That's why they have those on those mugs.
Yeah.
You should get a commemorative Life's a Beach mug. So every time you take a sip, you can think of the beach and then how life is.
I do have my generic beach going shirt that has the sand and the water and a palm tree, and it says "Beach Please." So that's my.
Oh, I get it. It's like a pun,
right? Because beach,
right? Sounds a lot like Sneege.
You know, the other one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Beach Please.
Well, it's more fun than I had when I was sitting there playing with the baby and politely told that it looks like my hair's thinning.
Nice. That's
what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's a good comment. Constructive compliment. That's what we'll call
that, or stepping on the scale and seeing 175.
When you're,
I don't have anything.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
I'm not wearing the shirt.
It's like you have to do it after you take the wet clothes off.
That or the holiday weight.
Oh yeah, you gotta account for the holiday weight.
Still carrying that a little bit, but yeah. So there was that. And then the only positive side is when Summer was gone on Thursday up to see Grandma and Grandpa, she came back with old Animaniacs toys.
Yes.
So awesome. She's been wanting to watch that. So having kids is the best excuse to watch old cartoons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I figure that was 93 to 98. So that's over 20 years ago.
Yep. So right in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. You feel that much older. And no, it doesn't hold up, but it's still entertaining.
I've watched a few things that I used to think was really good and just doesn't hold up anymore. The most recent attempt or the most recent thing that I went to rediscover was the Power Rangers, because they're on Netflix now.
Oh yeah.
That's bad. That's bad TV right there.
Is it the spandex or everything?
Everything except for the Pink Ranger was bad.
You know, even when I was a kid, I thought, really, the Black Ranger is the black guy?
Yeah, that also, you don't need to do that. There's no reason.
Could have been any other, and then obviously the Asian Ranger is yellow. Yeah,
of course. Yeah,
Asian girl is the Yellow Ranger.
so bad.
So you're telling us something.
Yeah, but it was tough to watch. It was just tough to watch. I can't even. There's like very few to zero redeeming qualities in that show.
Did you get far into it, or?
I watched like 4 or 5 episodes because I was like, no, it's slow at the beginning. They're just finding out their powers, whatever. It did not get better, like at all. And then
Green Ranger make it in? No, not that early, I don't think.
No. I think he's like 10, 12 episodes in. But I was thinking of skipping ahead, and I was like, nah, I'm okay.
Not worth it.
I used to really like the Power Rangers movie too, with the
Yeah, I watched
Boo.
the shit out of that too.
Yeah, and I remember, I think I must have been 10 because I'm pretty sure we were in Florida to go to Disney World, and I just wanted to stay in the hotel room and watch that movie. And I thought about maybe giving that a try again, but I kind of don't want to ruin what it was.
Yeah, gotta keep those memories.
Yeah.
Did you ever get around to watching the remake of the movie?
No. Oh, wait a minute.
I haven't.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's probably the same reason, right? Maintain that.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not going to be the same characters, and it's really Pink Ranger was where it's at, and
Kimberly.
Kimberly Joe, KJJ. Oh man.
Yeah, that's still going on too, but it's like Power Rangers Maximum Safari Force 5 Samurai ×2.
I'm the Rainbow Ranger.
It just encompasses all of them.
All of them, yeah.
Although, shouldn't that be the White Ranger?
Black.
White has all colors. I don't remember really much about that. Like, did they have any? Like, they were in school, but did they have any school scenes?
No.
They just had the hallway.
They had hallway scenes. The hallway was when they were talking to each other in secret or in private, but like talking in regular voices and not whispering at all.
Because if there's one thing I learned about sitcoms is that when you talk to somebody in private, make sure that you're talking in regular voice 5 feet from somebody else.
Yeah, and always talking into their little watch device. And then the other scene was the like cafeteria area, and then the little gym area that was like attached to the cafeteria.
So it was a cafeterium.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's where they would do. Yeah, that's where. Oh, frig! What are the two? They're two kind of bullies in high school. I forget their names, but they would always go and get milkshakes spilled on them and try and be bullies and just end up flipping over a chair or whatever the case was. It was just so bad. I can't.
They were Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, that's right. Bulk and Skull. Ugh.
Those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Farkas Bulkheimer. Oh, sorry, Bulkbeer. And Eugene Skullovich.
Of course,
right? They are usually the comic relief in the series through an over-the-top slapstick.
Well, color me relieved that I am not watching it anymore.
Their first appearance was Day of the Dumpster, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and their last appearance was Samurai Forever in Power Rangers Super Samurai.
Wow. They're the new Screech and Mr. Belding.
Yeah, there's teen. They were teen and adults, both in the show. So they came back as adults on a kids program.
Wow. Well, got to keep the money coming.
Yeah. Bills to pay.
That's right.
Speaking of bills to pay, let's introduce a new segment. Well, it's new to the show, but old if you follow the show.
It's old hat. Old shirt.
Let's call this V's Teas, or what's on V's Tea this evening?
Yeah. So as
your tea.
As some of you may know already from listening to previous podcasts or watching them on here, we have recently been in touch with a website called 80stees.com, and we've been able to hook our listeners up with a 30% discount on t-shirts. So I'm wearing one from the site right now. Sorry, audio listeners, you are not seeing me wear a t-shirt that makes me look like Raphael, the Ninja Turtle.
For a second there, I thought you were Raphael.
I can't, right? Maybe if plastic straws were cleared away 10 years ago, Raphael might still be with us. But yeah, so
moment of silence for Raphael.
So they 80s Tees is it's a great nostalgic website that has, of course, T-shirts from or based on TV shows, movies, just stuff that happened around the 80s. But it's not just TVs. Sorry, it's not just tees. They have just a bunch of stuff. If you want purses and backpacks and hats and everything else. It's really great. Star Wars stuff, Karate Kid, Top Gun, and yeah, T-shirts, superheroes, video games, pretty much anything you can think of. And they also have some 90s and 2000s and stuff like that too. So it's not just 80s tees. But if you go to 80stees.com and pick out a few shirts or hats or whatever you'd like, and in the coupon code area, you can type in OpenCollar30 and get 30% off. So get on that. Get some discounted tees.
Yeah. That was V's Tees for this week.
V's Tees.
Sponsored by 80stees.com. 80stees.com. Celebrate your inner 80s kids with the raddest retro t-shirts and pop culture gear.
It is a pretty great site. It's
highly
recommended. Absolutely.
Highly recommend. All right. So I want to bring up this as I guess probably our main topic of discussion this evening. This past Monday, Tuesday, or was it Monday, Tuesday, I think it was. We were I was going to say greeted, but we bore witness to the MLB All-Star game in the Home Run Derby.
Right.
So it was Bryce Harper on the Home Run Derby. And on Tuesday, the game, I think it set like the highest scoring All-Star game. I think there's almost, 30 runs total or something like that?
Yeah, it was insane. I can't remember the score, but it was crazy.
But I guess the question is... It's still an All-Star game? Like, yeah. Are we over All-Star games?
I was actually talking to Emily about this weekend, about why I like the MLB All-Star game more than I like any other All-Star games, and it's because it has like it has dingers, but it has consequences kind of thing, right? Are they still doing that? I assume they are, where the winning league gets home field advantage for the World Series.
Yeah.
And I think that's great because it makes you can still have the dingers, you can still have the high scoring games, all that kind of stuff, but you're playing for something, so you're still playing baseball. Whereas when you watch basketball and the score ends up being like 160 to 140 something, like it's not a real game. There's no defense at all. There's no, it's just it's dunks and 3-pointers, which is the basketball equivalent to dingers, right? For hockey, same sort of deal. Like there's no defense. Everyone's just going in and doing trick goals and all that kind of stuff. It sucks for the goalies because they're not expected to save anything, but they still are there. They're trying to do their job, but they can't because their defense is doing nothing. But there's no consequence to the game, right? So it's for show. And then the past, I don't know how many years of the NHL All-Star game where players don't want to go for fear of getting injured. And like that sucks too. You want your best players on display at this thing. And I think that's where the MLB gets it right. I'm still not sure. Are they still doing like the stupid fan voting situation? Because I think that's just the worst.
Well, I think it's, or like, excuse me, like any other sport, it's the starters that get voted in. The rest are all appointed.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you to a sense on all that. But like I was listening to folks talk about it, but similar to what the problems you have with the NHL All-Star game is you have folks who don't want to go because of fear of injury. A lot of guys don't want to partake in the home run derby because they fear of going cold after. Like there's a lot of folks, I guess, who are on streaks, and then they basically just they hit themselves out for the rest of the year by hitting so many home runs during that. So like you're not getting the big stars. I think like the biggest star being Bryce Harper, obviously and he's the one that won, right?
Well, he was also a huge star because they were playing at his home field,
Yeah.
right? So that also, like, there's no way he wasn't going to be.
Yeah,
like,
and they're saying the same
further.
argument is with the NBA with their All-Star game, the dunk competition, is that you don't get the stars wanting to do that anymore.
No.
Like, you don't have the Vince Carter or the Dwight Howards doing it. You have the young guys where we've all seen it and it's all been done before.
Yeah,
and they try to spice it up as much as they can, and again, no one really cares.
Like everything's a 50 now, even when it's not.
Yeah,
it's really ridiculous. I did see one thing for the home run derby. So I don't know if it was new this year or for the last. Like, I didn't really watch it last year, but so it was a timed thing, not the amount of pitches.
That. Mm-hmm.
That's recent, I'm sure. And then if you hit 2 home runs over 440 meters, you got an extra 30 seconds at the end of your time to rack up a few more dingers. So that's what Bryce Harper did in the final. In the final round, he was way behind, got his extra 30 seconds or whatever. But the last minute of his run, he hit, I forget, something like 10 home runs or something. But then a bunch of people were screaming foul because apparently the rule is, so his dad was pitching for him.
Yeah.
And the rule is the pitcher cannot pitch the next or throw the next pitch until the ball from the last hit lands.
Okay.
And so I guess what his dad was doing was just pitching it. He was, as soon as he hit it, Bryce Harper was back ready to go, and then he was getting pitched to again, and that allowed him to make up a bunch of time, and that's what got him to 19 home runs or whatever he needed to win. And so a bunch of people were complaining about that. I guess I watched the final round, and I thought it was exciting because he was down by a bunch. And then the last bit was just swing after swing was just crazy long balls. But yeah, I was, I didn't know the rules, so I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe he came back from being, 12 home runs down to hit 13 home runs in the next, minute or whatever. But I guess the only reason he was able to do that was because his dad was throwing them before he was supposed to. So that's a whole other thing. I don't think it's going to turn into, I don't think it's going to turn into, yeah, exactly. I think it's more fans just being fans about it, or not fans of, what is that? Not fans of Bryce Harper are the ones obviously screaming foul. Everyone else is like, hey, hometown hero, he did it.
His dad was jacked. You see his dad?
Yeah, insane. I was like, who is this guy? Doesn't even look like him.
No, he was huge. You thought he was a pro wrestler or something.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a fun one to watch. I find the home run competition one of the more fun of the All-Star festivities. I still like watching the slam dunk competition, but it's like you said, it's all things we've done or we've seen before, and it's tough to really improve. Until someone's dunking with their feet or something, they're getting marginally better, if better at all. And then the All-Star competition's fun, but I'm meh on it.
Well, the Pro Bowl.
See, I don't watch football, so I've never even.
I was thinking maybe they do it right because they do it at the end of the year, so no one really cares. It's in Hawaii. It's in the same spot all the time. People can just throw it on TV if they want to watch it, or
yeah, absolutely.
You always have to have host cities and make a big deal of All-Star Weekend,
and then make a big deal of people not going. But yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think that happens more often than not. Is there's more of a big deal of who's not going than the event itself.
Yeah, and it's never middle of the season, right? It's always the second half of the season when people are starting to make playoff pushes, and and stuff like that. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously you're not going to want to injure yourself with 2 months left in the season when you're like on the border and trying to win a playoff spot. You'd rather save yourself, even if it's one game, you'd rather save that one game for a regular season one that actually means something.
It seems like baseball is probably the easiest sport to do that with, because there's no contact.
No, exactly.
So you just stand out and left, deep left for some people. Just wait to see if a ball comes your way. But yeah, sorry?
No, I was just gonna say, and then just don't catch it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because with the way they have the All-Star game set it now for hockey, it's you can't really make it worth anything because it's by division.
Yeah.
It's the gimmicky 3-on-3, which I guess some people like. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not for it unless I'm playing like video game 3-on-3. I don't like
That's
it.
where it's at.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, like we said about esports, so at some point that probably will what it will be. It'll be All-Star games, just 3-on-3, just people, 3 guys sitting there with the controllers. When's my turn? Because he only plays you guys.
Pass it.
Okay, so I got some news articles here.
Before we move on, do you want to touch on the Toronto Spurs trade?
Yeah, that was going to be one of my articles. So, yeah, DeMar DeRozan traded to San Antonio along with Jakob Portal and a protected first-round draft pick for Kawhi Leonard and Denny Green.
I hate it.
The I think Sportsnet had a poll. I saw it was 6,000 votes. It was 50-50.
How? Like, I hate this trade so much.
Hate so much about this trade chooses to be.
Exactly. And then it got even worse. Like, so originally hated the trade. Like, I like Kawhi Leonard too. I think he's a great player.
You say he's like what, top 5 at least in the league?
Yeah. Oh no,
in terms of player,
he's a great player. He's just an excellent all-around player. Great defensively, great offensively. It's really good. I just hate that
he's an asshole.
But DeMar DeRozan has been the face of Toronto for a long time, right?
Pretty much since Carter was gone.
Exactly. And like he has said over and over and over how much he loves being in Toronto, how much he wants to be the guy to take Toronto somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I guess the morning that the trade became official, he shot out a Instagram story, and it was basically like, they tell you you're not going anywhere, and then they trade you. Like, they told him, yeah, you're set, you're safe here. We want to roll with you, and we want to do this with you. And then to trade him away is brutal. And then on top of all of that, reports came out like the next day being, where Kawhi Leonard was like, yeah, like I don't have a lot of interest playing in Toronto.
Yeah. No.
So then you're really like, you're getting a better player for sure, except who only played, I think, 16 games last year. Something 13 like that, or 16 games because of an injury. So you're just kind of banking on him like bouncing back and being the same player he was 2 years ago, which will probably happen. That's fine. But you're trading away someone who like really, really, really wants to be there and really, really like puts everything into it for someone who apparently has no interest being there and who you're not even sure like what you're really getting. I hate it. I don't like it at all.
So do you hate it?
I kind of hate it like a lot.
Yeah. So you're gambling on a guy who's just coming off essentially a full season due to injury. Because of his attitude when he came back, he was not allowed to play during the playoffs. You knowingly took a guy who wanted to be here, who is just second year into a new extension with DeRozan,
and has the entire Toronto fan base behind him.
Yeah. So you have that. You come off your franchise's best performance in terms of regular season, setting a record. Okay, playoffs, one thing. Lost to LeBron. LeBron's gone now.
Yeah.
So there's that. You fire your coach of the year.
Yeah, like this has been it's like a very, very few good things to say about Toronto's offseason.
Yeah. The flip side, you could say, if you want to compare the two in terms of defense, Kawhi's a lot better. DeRozan was one of the worst defensive players this year in the league.
Yeah.
Sure. But again, at the same time, he wanted to be here,
and you know
he's a guy who doesn't want to.
Yeah, like
so. It best case scenario is he signs a contract. Medium case scenario is he plays and then is gone, and then you got a big hole to fill again. And worst case, well, he's not going to sit out the year. He's going to lose for $80 million, but still, you just disrupt your whole room, though. Especially if you have a guy who does not want to be in that room.
Yeah, he has 1 year left on his contract. So, like, what,
he's gonna, if he does want to stay, he's playing to play somewhere else.
Exactly, which might help out the team. But I feel like the only way he stays is if they win, and he thinks they can win again. But I mean, like, you got the Warriors, the Rockets, and the Lakers in the West. Like, one of those three teams is winning. It doesn't matter who comes out of the East.
Yeah, it's now going to be Golden State, or I think Golden State.
Yeah, and it's okay, fine. They finally crossed that hump of getting past the third round and getting into the finals, but then they're still facing a team that they won't have a chance of beating. So it's and then yeah, if he's gone, then you just gave away your franchise player for
nothing.
Someone who's here for a year, and then, like, what are you going to get for him?
And a draft pick.
First
round draft pick, and it's protected. So I think I heard that if they're last,
it's
20th. So it's like if they're picked between 1st and 20th, they keep it, and then San Antonio gets 2 second rounders. If they finish it's the 21st or whatever pick, then San Antonio
first. But yeah, it's I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out, but as of right now,
tomorrow, you're like, you can't get past LeBron with Toronto, and now you're going to play in a conference with him in Golden State.
Yeah, he's going to be like, come on, guys.
Oh, okay. Keep it with the sports theme here and related to.
Apparently,
sorry.
I was saying I read a thing earlier that there's a summer league thing going on in a few weeks. Yeah, where Popovich is the coach and DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard are going to be there as players. So that should be fun. Everyone's like, yeah, Kawhi's not showing up for that.
Oh, why would you?
Exactly.
All right, so next little bit here. So again, related to what we just talked about, I think, a couple weeks ago. So Serena Williams lost the Wimbledon final in what was probably one of her most lopsided defeats in her career. Lost to the 11th ranked Angelique Kerber in straight sets, 6-3 and 6-3. Again, this is someone we complained about, or was complaining about her seeding, made it to the final.
Yeah.
What was the problem?
Oh, I don't. I think the problem was just her airtime. Not airtime, but like we talked about, it was just, if you're not in the top kind of 5 or 10, you're not playing the night matches on center court.
Yeah.
And it's tough because those ones have almost a guaranteed, like, set time where it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the day ones are, it's like, all right, well, when this match finishes, this one's going to start. And because of that, I don't know, I think she had mostly, like, primetime games anyway. And even if she wasn't playing on center court, there was cameras where she was playing, and they obviously showed her matches over whatever else was happening. but I'm sure that was like, yeah, just like we said too, it's like she's not gonna have an issue getting to the finals or even getting the win had she won. It was just, it was just that her
wasn't
road,
as easy for her.
Yeah. Yeah, except that it really was.
Yeah, I know. On paper, it seemed like it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's when you're that good, again,
it doesn't matter who you're playing. Yeah. But I think for her it was more just being used to playing center court at a set time, like a specific time, because I don't think she's not played like evening matches or whatever ever.
Yeah.
Like ever, even when she started, they were like, yeah, this girl's gonna be awesome. Her loss was pretty surprising. I didn't get to watch that one. I was still bitter that Federer had lost just before the semis. That was a tough one to watch. There was a lot of more fun stories, I guess, on the men's side. There was one match, I think it was Isner and Anderson had like a 7-hour long marathon because at Wimbledon there's no tiebreak for the fifth set, so you just have to win by 2.
Oh yeah.
And they racked it up, and it just took forever. And then that person had to play Djokovic in the finals, and it was Anderson, and Anderson got smoked, Mr. Anderson. But that was a fun story. The guy who beat Federer, like, he came back crazy hard. Federer, I think, was 1 point away from winning the match in straight sets, and the guy got his serve back and just kind of came back and then won a bunch in a row. And then Federer was having a bunch of issues with the crowd and with the refs and stuff, but then he still came out on top. So the guy's side was a lot more fun to watch and hear about. But again, that kind of goes back to, you just assume that Serena Williams is going to plow through everyone, so it's less of a surprise, I guess.
Yeah, I would have been more surprised if she didn't make the final, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if she didn't make the finals, that would have been very surprising, I think.
And another surprising news, so Ray Emery passed away on Sunday.
That's crazy.
Drowning in Hamilton. He was 35. When I first saw it, I thought it was a joke.
Exactly.
Usually on Twitter, anyone dying is usually fake. And the source at the time, I think, was sportingnews.ca. No offense to them, but I didn't think that was a real site. I've never heard of it before. I think it's like a TSN ripoff. Sports
exactly.
News.
That was
I haven't heard any follow up about a post-mortem or anything, but I don't know what. I'm not going to speculate on what happened, but yeah, shocking nevertheless.
Yeah, the things I read was he was just out on a boat with some friends. They went swimming. Everyone came up, and he didn't. And that's I think that's all the information they're still at right now. But just crazy. Like, I don't know. This is the first I've heard of Ray Emery in probably 3-4 years. I think the last time he was kind of in the news was when he punched his coach or assistant coach or something,
or fiance
or something. Just someone. That guy's always punching people.
Oh, old punchy.
But that's just crazy.
Yeah, he'll forever be known around here with his white Hummer, his orange Lamborghini, and
his helmet.
His helmet with Rocky on it when he was in Philly. He had Mike Tyson when he was here. After he came starter.
Yeah,
I think it was Ali before that.
And then that's right. And then his.
Oh, he also had Rocky on it when he was in Philly.
And then his fight with, what's his name there? Tucker?
Biron. He fought with Biron. That was the big Oli fight that happened.
Yeah.
I think he fought with Bergrattan in practice.
Didn't he fight with a player though? Was it Tucker? Someone on the Leafs.
I think so. It's usually Tucker.
Yeah, it's usually Tucker. There's one picture. I think it was the Marty Brown fight where the picture is just him with like just the biggest smile on his face. He's just so happy that finally he gets to get into a fight. I love that picture of him.
And I think I'll remember most is having to make sure that the right girl got the right tickets when he was at the box office. When the one that was supposed to be in the 100 level got the 200 level. Whew, look out.
He's coming for you.
Security to the box office, please?
Yeah.
And yeah, then obviously he got his cup with the Blackhawks.
Yeah. I'm glad he did. It would have been nice for him to win the one when he was with Ottawa, but they couldn't do it.
We'll do a quick. I was going to introduce this with Ryan, but I'll do it now just because we're talking about that. Win, place, show. So best, second, third. Last 25 years, Canadian franchise. I would say in the last 25 years, based on performance. I know Montreal won a cup in 93, but I'd say it's got to be Ottawa. Montreal give his place for the cup win, and then I'd say Vancouver's those three franchise last 25 years.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Just the stuff that Ottawa did in the mid 2000s to like even early, like from 2003 to 2013 kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like they were good. They won President's Cups. They won Eastern Conference championships. They, were a few games away from winning the cup. They had a bunch of, crazy good players, crazy good lineups.
I think it was like 12 seasons in a row playoff appearances. And like, even then,
that was 98 to 2000 or something.
This coming year, but like, even then, Spezza, Alfredson, and Fisher, like, who were they during those runs, right?
Yeah. And it sucked because they never really got to have a few bad years to rebuild, right? Their rebuild years were always followed up by a pretty good cup run, and then everyone's like, all right, they're back, we're gonna win it this year, and then it would go down. It was just like up and down for so long. Whereas a team like Toronto has, they're going to be very good. They've had a lot of good pickups and a lot of good picks, and have been able to build a better and better team every year for the last 5 years. Whereas Ottawa has been like, all right, we made the playoffs, but we lost. Okay, now we didn't make the playoffs, but we didn't get a good enough pick we didn't finish badly enough to get a good pick. And then the next year they make the playoffs but don't do well, so then they get another kind of low end first round pick, or they trade away their first round pick just to try and make the playoffs. And it's like, well, is that really worth it? Unless you're winning the cup.
Historically have drafted well. They just unfortunately in some instances like a dig. Doesn't work out here.
Yeah.
Or Yashin. But you get like gems like Phillips, or you get late picks like Alfredson, even was Carlson? I don't think he was the top 10. Maybe he was like 15th.
No, he was or like 13 or something. Yeah, like first top half at least.
And then you have Montreal, where again, they won the Cup in 93, constantly making the playoffs, not making the playoffs for a couple years. And now I guess kind of all three are in the same boat, even Vancouver too, right?
Yeah, well, Vancouver, it was, they're the main reason, I'm a Canucks fan for sure. And I love the Ottawa Vancouver game that gets played here because I get to see my two favorite teams. Now it's kind of less so because the players that I really liked on the Canucks were the Sedins and Luongo. And I mean, how can you not like them? They're great ambassadors for the game. They're fun to watch on the ice. The Sedins are pretty low key off the ice, but Luongo's just hilarious off the ice. And they're the ones I wanted to see. And then once Luongo left, once the Sedins retired, I was kind of like, well, who am I really watching? And before, I'd never had an issue staying up for their 10 p.m. game starts and staying up till 1 o'clock to watch their games. But now I'm like, well, it's not really worth it. But when they had all three, like, they were excellent. And then early on, when they had Pavel Bure, Trevor Linden, like, they were good teams. They just never kind of made it.
No, they're always the bridesmaid.
But yeah, I would agree with those three picks for sure. Like, Ottawa's definitely had the best past 20 years, 25 years. Definitely not the last 5 years. But
that was more up and down the last. Yeah.
But I mean, you can't deny that they were a great team for 95 to 2015. Ish.
Definitely not 95.
Yeah.
Or no, that was 92, 93. I think it was. Yeah. But
that was it for sure. But like, not 98 to 2012, 2013 area.
Yeah.
They were just getting better and better and better. They peaked obviously in 07 and then started to go down again, but they were never like out until recently.
Yeah, I think the problem with the realignment, East got a little bit harder with the extra two teams, and I'll see what happens here. How are we doing for time? All right,
we're at 41.
All right, we'll just save some sports stuff for next time. Let's go quickly into some of the entertainment things. Comic-Con started today. Officially. Yes. Anything you're looking forward, I'd say, to see, but we're not there, so read about.
Well, I saw that Marvel tweeted out a picture of the X-Men logo, and I got really excited, but I don't think it actually.
I realized it's.
Yeah.
It's Fox's Marvel.
Yeah, I was like, oh, come on. But I did see that Comcast is stepping away.
I was just going to say, deal. So next year's Comic-Con, look at
there's going to be some great things. And then I saw that, I don't know if this was, I don't think it was at Comic-Con or anything, but PlayStation is releasing a Spider-Man themed PS4 alongside the game.
So shut up and take my money.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a PS4 Pro, red and black Spider-Man logo on the. Oh no, red with a white Spider-Man logo, I think, with a red controller with white buttons. It looks amazing. I really want it. Obviously I can't. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting it, but I think I will be getting the game. I think it drops early September.
Yes, September-ish.
7th or something.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be a nice anniversary present for you. Ashley, if you're listening. Isn't well, what are we? We're 6 years? 8 years?
8 years.
8 years. That's the Spider-Man anniversary, right? Yeah. The Spider-versary.
Yeah, first is paper and 8 is Spidey.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious about so I don't know if you heard, but DC's doing their own streaming service.
Yes, $8
so
a month.
They dropped the first. Hold on. Yeah. They dropped the first trailer for Titans. I don't know if you saw that today.
I didn't see it, but I read that Robin is pretty dark and brooding.
He says "F Batman" right there in the trailer. The trailer didn't sell me, but I'm still curious. Yeah, but the thing with the DC's universe is it's subscription for both TV or shows and also their comics.
Oh, okay.
So, and I guess whatever else they're working on, because then you also get their past properties. I think, like the Batman animated series and I think the CW shows or whatnot.
Ooh, the CW shows would be a nice addition because they're
supposed to explain more about that as they well, I guess obviously at the event itself, but we'll see. Yeah, not too much. I think in the way of Marvel Studios is not really there. I guess as you talked about before, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
that might be. I think the only thing worth, because I don't care about Venom.
No, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna see it, but
it might not be opening day.
No,
not even opening weekend.
I would say
a Tuesday,
a couple of the Tuesday after, or a couple of Tuesdays after. But yeah, like I mean, I haven't really had a lot of time to check on it, but I probably will keep up with it more now. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess wait for the surprises. I think that's really the only thing to do for it.
Exactly.
I think there's no Star Wars, no Marvel Studios.
We'll see. It's how long does it go until?
Sunday.
So yeah, Sunday.
That's right, or Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah. Speaking of the Marvel thing, did you ever get a chance to see Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I did. It was I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was all the things that I liked about Ant-Man 1, I really liked about Ant-Man 2.
You could have watched the first one twice and it would have been the same.
It would have been, yes, very similar. The one thing I'd say I didn't love about this movie was how just kind of haphazardly they were shrinking and making things bigger. Like just throwing things, making them big, throwing things like being small, all that. Like it was kind of too much and too convenient, I guess. Mm-hmm. Everything was, they never missed.
It's like Batman and his batarangs. How many do they have? Those discs?
Yeah, exactly. And like, how does one of them not just kind of go off accidentally while they're getting punched or something? Oh yeah. I will say one thing. Spoiler alert, I guess, or I could not say it.
I'll just say this. Ant-Man had a historic second Friday drop in
terms of
box office, so people who saw it have already seen it. So.
Exactly. Okay, so I want to say that first like mid-credit scene was amazing. I think it was one of the best mid-credits that I've ever seen.
Because there's stakes in those.
Yeah, when it happened, it like actually surprised me because I didn't go and get spoiled on it before. But that was huge. I full out audibly gasped when it happened, and it just made me so excited for Avengers 4. Like
I figured out what's gonna happen.
Yeah. But like that hasn't happened. I don't think I've had an audible gasp moment like that since. All right, well, I guess it wasn't that long ago, but
May when Thanos.
Vulture's reveal in Homecoming. And then before that, I really can't remember when I was like, "Holy shit, that just happened."
When he's in the car and pieces it together.
When he goes to Liz's.
Yeah.
That was
other reveal.
Like I can't believe that happened. But with this movie, I can't believe that. Like it just got me so excited I was already excited for Avengers 4, and then that just made it so much more. And I thought it was a very good reveal, or a very good, I guess reveal, or continuation of whatever it was. It was incredible. The rest of the movie, just it's Ant-Man, 1.5, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a Marvel movie not being like, full stakes, end of the world situation every single time.
Dude,
this one's nice. It's light. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, I didn't mind either, and it was a very serviceable sequel for their telling of Scott Lang's story.
Yeah,
I on the hand, I'm on the opposite ends. I think after Infinity War, and knowing how long we have to wait for the next one, I guess I like my steaks with
with
meatier than put some meat on those T-bones. And I guess it's nice to have the lighter tone versus the dark Infinity War, but I like dark. Like, that's why we're friends.
Yeah, that's right.
So no, it was a nice movie. It's very much
I think
the first one.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Like the beats were the same too. Like, you had Michael Pena doing his fast talking.
Amazing. I thought that was I was kind of hoping there would be more of those.
All business.
I think there was 2 or 3 in the first one, and just the one in this one, but I really enjoyed it.
I was listening to another podcast, and they said that
you listen to other podcasts.
Absolutely. Where do you think I get my stories from?
How dare you?
A guy was saying that Marvel should pay him like any amount of money to have him recap the last 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, telling it just like that with all the actors would have his voiceover.
Oh, really?
It's like, if Marvel's not thinking of doing this now, they should do it. Just have him go over, like, explain every movie, but have like the actors act it out while his voice going over. Can you imagine the amount of money and time it would take to get everybody together just to do that?
That would be the best 4 hours ever.
The story was basically Ant-Man Second Friday dropped 75%. It's a new record for Marvel, passing Age of Ultron and Civil War. That's on their Friday. They also dropped 62%. It's also the largest second weekend drop for a sequel within the Marvel Universe, passing
Iron Man 2.
No, sorry. It joins the same drops as the first Guardians, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yikes.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's also along with those ones to not repeat at number 1 in the box office.
Yeah, they're not really hurting for stuff.
Well, it's also bleeding repeat business, because they say it may, if it's lucky, make the same box office return as the first one.
Yeah, I saw that it might tie.
Might not have Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Mosquito. I don't know. Other Ant-Man characters. Ant-Man and the Wasps. Or maybe there isn't one. Okay, well, I got other things. Nothing's. We can save that for another day, since we ran a little bit longer than I thought we would, to be honest with you, which is good.
That's all right.
Okay, so I will wind it down with a feel-good story here, titled Judge. Take 2. Judge orders dangerous pit bull to spend summer in the Hamptons. Yeah.
All right.
Think of this one. A Manhattan judge has ordered a dangerous dog, in quotes, living in a Chelsea condo to summer in the Hamptons until a case filed by the owner of a Havanese, which is a breed type of a Bichon, who was attacked by the pit bull, can have a full hearing in court. So, going upstate until your court date.
That's standard.
Yeah, right? The judge said, Luna, the dog at issue, will remain in the Hamptons through September 12th. Justice Joan Madden ruled Tuesday, last Tuesday, because it got last week, noting that the During that week before and after, Luna must be muzzled on the block of West 18th Street between 9th and 10th Avenues. A hearing set for September 18th will determine if Luna meets the legal definition of a dangerous dog, which would require the pit bull to permanently wear a muzzle and could mean she could be put down if she bites another pet or person.
What?
Vivian Liu, who lives in Luna's Chelsea condo with her 8-pound Havanese Kinji, sued last week to have Luna declared dangerous after the hulking pit bull savaged her purse-sized pup last year. After the attack, which was caught on video, Luna continued to lunge and snarl at Kinji, the suit says. The judge met with the lawyers in court and worked out the creative settlement that keeps the two dogs apart by sending Luna to her owner's summer home. So this dog is pampered, but she's still a bitch. No pun intended.
Kind of...
We volunteered since we're spending the summer in the Hamptons anyway to keep the dog there. Oh, that's convenient. There's been no other bites, no other contact with people or dogs since the June 17th dog fight. We have no intention of backing down. This is the lawyer for Kinji. Nothing about this is vengeful. It is simply they cannot control the dog. If there's an incident out in the Hamptons, they will pick her up, they will seize her, and they will hold her, and they will seek an order of destruction.
Wow.
Rosenthal said, noting that the Long Island has stricter regulations on aggressive dogs than New York City. The suit marks the first time an owner has gone to court in New York to get a canine labeled dangerous instead of the usual route of asking the health department to make such a declaration. Lou had gone to the department to complain about Luna, but got no response. The health department spokesperson said, no comment. Yeah, dog bites another dog and gets to go spend the summer in her summer home, which she was doing anyway.
I gotta start biting dogs.
Right? You could go to the Hamptons, you get a nice restraining order put on you.
Muzzle.
If you bite somebody else, you get destroyed.
That's totally worth the summer in the Hamptons.
Well, doesn't it just sound worse? Other than say, dogs euthanized or put down, they have to say destroyed.
Yeah.
That just sounds not nice.
Not nice. Did you hear about there was a moose on the highway?
And, the moose was on the loose?
The moose was on the loose.
Speaking of destroyed.
Yeah, they had to euthanize the moose too. That's
there in that story they said euthanize.
Yeah, well,
Americans like making things bigger than they actually are. That makes me think they're gonna put light a firework or something, or
yeah.
Just blow up the dog.
TNT all around it. And then be like, all right, like a building going down.
Yeah, or like an Itchy and Scratchy episode.
Yeah. Man. All right.
The moose is on the loose.
The moose is on the loose.
That's it.
Done? One more thing. The big reveal. Tech reveal-ish.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
the science experiment.
Yes, we'll see how long it lasts. Actually, so far I'm not loving it, but it's only been a few hours.
Yeah, today's Thursday. I'm surprised this wasn't already canceled.
Yeah. So as most of our listeners know, I haven't ever used an iPhone full-time as my main device, but I have now officially popped my SIM into my iPhone 10 and will be using it for the next, I'm going for until the end of July. So that's 11 days, week and a half-ish. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. So far, it's been only okay to kind of terrible. It took me almost an hour to pair it with my smartwatch. That's not an Apple product. That was a little frustrating, but it seems to be paired properly. Everything else has been working fine. I've had the phone for a while, so it's already paired up to other Bluetooth speakers and my Chromecast and all that kind of stuff. So so far that's fine, but I will have more thoughts on my at least a week with the iPhone next week, and we'll see how that goes.
do you think it's gonna go?
I think I am going into it with an open mind that I wanna get to the end of July, and I'm not gonna just nitpick little things, but
Just the big things.
Just the big things. But that's how it should be. I'm not gonna I could spend days picking apart little things about it, but it's going to be issues that most people don't have anyway, or will find workarounds for.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, just that one big thing where I couldn't. It took me like I said, almost an hour to connect it to my watch, which shouldn't have taken that long. But everything else has been working fine. I'm trying to get used to a few things, the keyboard, and the fact that it stops pairing with things after a certain time of me not leaving the app open, which is really frustrating. Which sucks because I think I'm gonna have to keep opening up the Wear OS app just to make sure it's still talking to my watch. But yeah, as of right now, it's all smartwatch related issues, which again is a problem for the minority of iPhone users. Yeah,
So
does
we
your
have our own
does
evolution.
your Apple Watch stay connected all the time? Yeah, because it's a iOS, like it's a native app, right? So
it do.
yeah. But yeah, so that's what's up. We'll see how long it actually lasts, but I'm gonna make it to at least next Thursday, and then we'll go from there. If I have another few more days in me.
It's like a detox.
Yeah.
Checking in on you. Make sure you're breathing.
I'll still have my Android phone with me though, so I won't be too far away.
Hey, want to hear a bad dad joke?
Yes, I do. I love bad dad jokes. I do prefer good dad jokes, but
no. They're bad because they're good, or they're good because they're bad.
Yeah, one or the other.
So, Vishal, did you hear I bought some shoes from a drug dealer?
No. Why would you do that?
I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day.
Oh, we need that.
All right, that's Open Collar for this week. Follow us socially, facebook.com/opencollarpodcast, twitter.com, instagram.com @opencollarpod. Live stream us like some of you are doing now. Take two. Stream us as some of you are, or if you choose to, youtube.com/govnc. For Vishal Sheth, this is Cory Willis reminding you to keep it casual.
And also, if you want to click up here, maybe here, one of these corners, you can watch our last video and check out the playlist of the rest of our videos. All right. See ya.